I would say Michael B. Jordan is getting the most spoiler buzz right now. He kind of seems like the one that could shock the world, quote unquote, and win Best Actor. And I don't even know if that's a bad take.
As a Safdie stan, I want Michael B. Jordan to win.
The big news headline of the film industry right now is the Oscars.
The Oscars are happening.
Yes, which good that they're happening, right?
This is good.
Yeah, Sinners is the big news headline here.
Most Oscars in history, right?
Well,
for a
nominations.
single, for a single film,
which I think everybody kind of saw coming.
Yeah, I agree.
Like maybe not to the extent that it got nominated, but I think everybody knew that this would be a heavy hitter,
right?
It does cover a ton of categories, so.
And I think well-deserved.
Yeah. I feel like we're obviously going to talk a lot about the Oscars today, and there's a few conversations I want to have, but I think we need to frame it a little bit around Sinners because of how movies that have a lot of nominations are kind of, or have been historically and are kind of viewed today, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's kind of two examples of movies in my mind that get a ton of nominations, right? And the two examples are a movie that gets a ton of nominations, and that's the flowers it gets. Like, maybe it wins one or two categories, but it gets its, I don't know, its awards are how many nominations it gets, right? Think of, like, Joker a few years back. It didn't win big at the Oscars, but it was nominated big. I think it was maybe tied for at least the most nominated film that year, but it didn't win big. And then you get some movies that kind of go on a tear, right? You get your
Schindler's List,
Titanic, Return of the King, more recent memory, and I think these are the most relevant right now, are like your Oppenheimers, your Everything Everywhere All at Once, where it gets a lot of nominations and then it kind of just picks up steam in the awards ceremony.
Right.
And Sinners is one of these two. We obviously don't know yet because awards haven't been given out, but I'm just going to log my expert prediction, and I think that Sinners is more likely to be the second one of these. And
you think it's going to sweep?
I think it's more likely to go on a tear at the Oscars and sweep a bunch of categories than to kind of win one or two and fade into obscurity.
Right.
So I don't know. What do you think, though?
I would hedge my bet in the side of it's going to sweep. But I mean, and I saw this on Instagram somewhere. It was like, I think some years it's kind of a no-brainer who's going to win.
Yeah.
This year, I think the quality level is pretty significant.
Yeah, I would say,
like across the board.
I followed last year's Oscars a lot less than I have followed this year's Oscars.
Yeah.
Partially because we didn't have a movie podcast last year. But I think everybody was like, okay, Anora won, but no one's still talking about Anora right now.
Yeah.
I do think more people will be talking about whoever wins Best Picture this year. I still don't think it's going to be talked about as much as some other Best Picture winners, but this is a good year.
This is a great year.
Yeah. So I think I don't want to actually start with the Best Picture conversation.
No, we shouldn't.
But the reason why I wanted to lead with Sinners is because I want to talk about Best Actor.
Okay, let's do it.
And I would say that this is the category that the general public, not the film public, but the general public will be discussing the most because of Timothée Chalamet.
Yep.
You talk to any white girl, she knows who Timothée Chalamet is, right? And I think she probably knows vaguely that he wants to win this gold statue.
Yeah, he does.
And so my question is for you, is this his year?
I think there are three men in this category who are potential.
Yes.
Just to clarify, we are going to be releasing... So we have a bunch of movies on this channel, obviously. We've done, I would say, about half of the Best Picture nominations.
Yeah.
From now until March 15th, which is when the Oscars are, we are going to release all the rest.
Yeah, we're going to review all the movies that we either haven't seen or have seen, just haven't reviewed on the pod.
Right. So we haven't seen all the best... I would say we've
seen most of them.
We've seen 80% of the movies on this list, but we haven't seen everything.
Yeah. And we're going to have a second conversation, too. So we're trying to hit the big stuff that we're familiar with, and then we can get into the nitty-gritty closer to the Oscars when we also know a little bit more about how the, nominations and everything is shaping up, too. So when it comes to Best Actor, yes,
I think the three men at the table are Leo, Timothy, and Michael B. Jordan.
Okay. Yeah, I would say Leo is a little bit in the background here.
I agree. I think he's kind of standing above the table.
Yeah.
And Timothy and Michael are just staring
I
down.
have heard some Ethan Hawke buzz, although I have not seen the movie that he's in.
Okay.
And so I don't want to count Ethan Hawke out here, but it kind of feels like
It's Timothy or Michael.
And I would say Michael B. Jordan is getting the most spoiler buzz right now. He kind of seems like the one that could shock the world, quote unquote, and win Best Actor. And I don't even know if that's a bad take.
As a Safdie stan, I want Michael B. Jordan to win.
Yeah, and it's not even like I think Timothy is great.
I think
this
he
is
crushed
going to
it.
piss some people off too. I'm fully expecting some comments to be like, "What? Timothy is like a shoe in."
I loved Marty Supreme, and I think Timothy Chalamet crushed it. But I think Michael B. Jordan's performance was more impressive, and I think that's a testament to the script because he played multiple characters.
Yes,
and I think his performance as well.
Yeah, and I think here's the thing too about the Oscars right now, which if you followed it recently, it's a little bit of like, I mean, it's obviously a popularity contest to an extent, but also it's a little bit of a moment. Who's due? It's this person's time. Like, I mean, you've seen that time and time again with the Oscars of someone winning just because kind of they're due. I mean, even you could look back to when Leo DiCaprio won for The Revenant. Like, it's not his best performance, and I'm sure other people would say that wasn't the best performance of that year, but it was kind of, he was due. You know, he'd done enough good work. Do you think Timothy Chalamet wins because of that storyline a little bit? Because it does kind of feel like he's been here multiple times.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe his best performance. Maybe.
I don't think we hit that point yet.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Timothy. I think he has a lot more great performances left in him.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
So again, we are two 20-somethings. I'm sitting by a fire. So what do we know? But if I were to decide, I'm giving it to Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that is my who should win right now. That could obviously change, I think, when we rewatch some of these movies or catch up on Ethan Hawke. Who knows? Maybe I'll be really high on him.
And I've heard Secret Agent's really good. So maybe Wagner Moore is friggin' incredible.
Yeah. I'm like, there is a lot of great stuff this year. I do think Michael B. Jordan is a spoiler, and I am torn on if Timothy's going to win or not, because I watched, I mean, like, for example, when Everything Everywhere All at Once, like, won big, Jamie Lee Curtis was not the best supporting actress that year at all.
Did she win?
Yeah, she won.
Oh, that's crazy.
And, like, she was great in Everything Everywhere All at Once, but she was, like, a big-time side character.
Yeah.
And she was not at all the best supporting actress that year, but she won because Everything Everywhere All at Once was winning big, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think at the end of the day, I think the Oscars have some value in this industry, but to some, like, Zoe Saldana should not have won last year for Amelia Perez. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt.
Yes, yes. I mean, a lot of it is, there's Hollywood politics in here too. I do think, though, that Michael B. Jordan is deserving. I don't want you to hear that, like, Michael B. Jordan is like how Jamie Lee Curtis was that year.
I also think Timothy Chalamet is deserving.
I do think that if either of them win, I'm kind of leaving happy. Like, okay, Timothy got his flowers here, or Michael B. Jordan got his flowers here, which I think he's very underrated and kind of, he can be labeled as maybe more of a superhero type actor, but I don't think he's that at all. I do think he's very talented. So
I completely agree.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how this one plays out. It's probably one of the ones I am personally most invested in. But right now, if you had to log your prediction, not who you want, you think Michael B. Jordan's just going to win?
I think he's going to win.
Oh, man, that's crazy. I think Timothy's going to end up winning.
You do?
I do. I don't necessarily want it to, and I will not be shocked if Michael B. Jordan spoils that. But I do think that Timothy's going to end up winning, which is...
I want Michael B. Jordan to win.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to.
Yeah. Well, okay, let's segue into Best Picture. I think this is probably going to be the most talked about category maybe in the film community. Maybe not. But do you think Sinners is just, with the nominations, it's kind of writings on the wall here? Or do you think that there's some spoilers in here? I don't think Begonia is going to win. But I do.
If Begonia wins, I will be angry. That would be crazy.
I mean, it's not a bad movie, but it's not the Best Picture, right? But do you think it's like Sinners versus, and who's, it kind of feels like it's Sinners versus ... Who do you think it is? Is it Marty Supreme? Is it Hamnet? Is it Frankenstein? Is it One Battle? Like, who do you think is the number 2 who could become the number 1?
I think, and this is kind of what I'm saying with like the level of quality. I honestly think in any other year, any one of these movies could win.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
But that's not how this works.
Nope.
I think Begonia's not going to win. I don't think F1 has a chance.
F1 kind of feels like how when Top Gun got nominated
I think
that year.
it's a tip of the hat.
Yes.
To F1, and it's not going to win.
That's kind of how it happened that's kind of how this happens now that it's expanded to 10 movies and not the 5 that it was. Like,
right.
They'll get their nods, and that's about it.
And I think that's deserved.
Yes.
I think F1
Yeah, I agree.
is honestly super groundbreaking, and I think, is it John? Not John. Jacob Krasinski? Something like that. I think he is very good at creating a great blockbuster,
and,
which has value.
Yes.
But I think it's between Marty Supreme, Hamnet, and Sinners.
Really, you don't think One Battle or Frankenstein has any traction at all? To sneak into that top 3.
I honestly don't think Frankenstein.
Yeah,
as much as I love that movie.
Yeah, it's my movie of the year currently still. Yeah,
I don't think Frankenstein's going to win. I think One Battle could win. I just am still can't comprehend why people like that movie.
Oh wow,
which is
some people might be mad.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of people like that movie, so yeah. I can see that winning. But in my head, the top 3 are Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and
okay,
Sinners.
Okay, I'd say I'd agree. I would be curious to see what people think of, because I feel like some of these quote unquote smaller movies are going to maybe do better than people think. Like you could see something like Sentimental Value or Train Dreams doing better.
Haven't seen Sentimental Value.
I have not either, but sometimes you see that in the Oscars world of that smaller movie. I mean, maybe a quote unquote really good example would be Coda a few years back.
Right. I think even Honora was smaller.
Yeah, and I would say Coda was deserving. That was a really good film and everything, but sometimes you see that quote unquote smaller movie really make a big splash. I don't know if it sneaks into that top 3, maybe, but I do think right now it's kind of Sinners in the pack. And maybe you see some Hollywood politicking to get another film to be Best Picture, but I think I am doubting anything but Sinners winning right now.
Really, that's your lock?
Yeah, I would say if I had to predict right now, Sinners will win, and I do think it's probably the overall Best Picture of the year. Which is crazy for me to say. That's
kind of a wild statement. Yeah, I think. Look, I love Ryan Coogler, so I would not be mad.
Yeah.
But I would say, art is so subjective.
It
is.
It's that's what's hard.
If I take emotional impact, I would say Train Dreams and Hamnet.
Yeah.
Win for sure. But I think if you take the whole package and as a movie, I do think Sinners is probably the best picture by definition of what those words mean.
Yeah, I would agree. I do think Chloe Zhao has obviously done a ton of great work over the years and also has won big at the Oscars before.
That's true.
She's won, I think she won Best Director, and I know that Nomadland won Best Picture.
Right.
Which, was that Best Picture that year? Who knows? I think Sound of Metal was better, but whatever. But I do think I could totally see Hamnet just going on an absolute tear and winning big. So
I think Jessie Buckley's going to win.
Yeah, that one's kind of a shoo-in.
If she doesn't win, the only other person, maybe Elle Fanning, but also the friggin' Gladys from Weapons.
Well, no, you're wrong category, which I want to get into that later. I do think Emma Stone has already been a spoiler for Poor Things. I doubt she's going to be a spoiler again this year.
I think Begonia was good.
I don't think Emma Stone's best actress.
I do not either.
Yeah, which I do think she's great, though.
Yeah, she's great.
Well, I want to segue then into not any of the other acting categories yet, which I do think are very interesting to talk about, and I do want to dig into. But I think this is the category that I am personally second or third most invested in, is directing. Because this is, I would say, a very important category, not really for Best Picture, but for the people nominated. I'm very curious to see who wins.
Well, continue, but
okay.
Sorry, my ADD just.
Well, yeah. Let me talk through these nominees for directing right now. Right, we've got Chloe Zhao for Hamnet.
Yep.
We've got Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme.
Yep.
We've got PTA for One Battle. Joachim Trier. I'm sorry, I just butchered that. I'm so sorry.
We're not Norwegian.
Yeah, I am from the Southeast in America. Sentimental Value. And then Ryan Coogler for Sinners. And there's a lot of great choices here.
Honestly, I would not be mad if any of them won.
Yeah,
I don't think I say that very often.
And I do want, like, I kind of want PTA to get his flowers. Like, Paul Thomas Anderson has been great in the
But this
industry.
was not his best movie.
No, not even close. And, well, maybe some people would say it's close. But I would say Chloe Zhao and Ryan Coogler are up there with, I would say those are maybe my two front runners right now. But I do think Paul Thomas Anderson, I could see a universe where One Battle doesn't really win much.
But PTA wins.
Yeah, but he wins for Best Director.
I could see that, yeah.
And I wouldn't even be mad about that. I do kind of want Ryan Coogler to win, and maybe he's starting to be talked about a little bit in the same circles of, like, this is going to sound like a crazy jump, but just stick with me, like your Chris Nolan's or your Quentin Tarantino's. Not that he is at that level yet, but his name is starting to be said as one of those that can bring people to a movie theater. And that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, I think that's valid.
Yeah, and also he's just made great movies. Like
I don't think he's missed yet.
Yeah, Fruitvale Station. He was great with Creed. Black Panther, obviously. People
Even
like
Black
that.
Panther 2, I think is good.
Yeah, and so like he's obviously done a great job in Hollywood, and I would like to see more of him, and I would like to see him kind of become that director. Like, oh, this guy's releasing a new movie, let's go see him. I don't think he's there yet. I would say Jordan Peele is closer to that than him right now, but I do think that he could be one of those names in 10 years that we're like, oh, the new Ryan Coogler movie is coming out.
I think
Let's
Ryan
go watch
Coogler
it.
has done a better job of switching genres, but I agree.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do think I would like to see him win for maybe that reason of I want his name to be further cemented in Hollywood as a really good voice.
No, I agree.
But I kind of think someone's going to get their flowers here.
Josh Safdie?
Maybe. I mean, Safdie brothers are great too.
They're great.
It's really hard to see and to predict right now who's going to go on a really good run at the Oscars besides Sinners because of the nomination number.
I don't think Marty Supreme should win Best Picture.
No, I don't either.
But I would not be mad if I think Josh Safdie needs something. I think he should win Best Director.
Okay, that's who you think should win.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say I think Ryan Coogler should win Best Director because I think what he pulled off with Sinners was very impressive.
And look, I haven't seen Sinners since it was in theaters.
Whoa.
And have you seen it?
Yeah, I watched it a few nights ago.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So I could have some recency bias towards Josh Safdie, but I think that's where I land currently.
Yeah.
Thoughts on
Okay, well, real quick, who do you think will actually win?
Josh Safdie?
You think he will actually win Best Director? Like, if you were to bet $100 on it, you think he would win that?
Bro, if you bet $100 on the Oscars, you're stupid.
No, okay. But, like, let's say you had to bet on one of these people. Who are you like, I want to make money off of this? That is what I'm asking you.
I think my gut tells me Josh Safdie.
That's crazy.
I think Marty Supreme was impressive.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I don't think it's going to win Best Picture, nor do I think Timothy's going to win.
Man. Do you think Marty Supreme is the big loser of the Oscars?
I honestly think it might be.
That's going to be crazy, actually, if that's correct. Man. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say I think I'm going to go with someone like Paul Thomas Anderson is going to win.
You think PTA is going to win?
I think he might win, but Ryan Coogler is going to win big in all the other categories.
Okay.
You know? So if I had to bet my money, I really want Ryan Coogler to win. I think he's got a lot of steam. He could totally win it. So
I would love it if Coogler won too.
Yes. Okay.
Thoughts on Guillermo del Toro not even getting a nomination?
Sad. Very sad.
I think that is a snub.
Probably, but also the other 5 people who got nominated were very, very good. And Guillermo's also gotten his flowers.
I'm aware, but Frankenstein was incredibly impressive.
Yes. It was. I don't think another director could have done Frankenstein justice like he did. Genuinely.
No, I totally agree.
So I do think I would love to have seen him get nominated. I do think Frankenstein's probably going to lose a lot this year, which is sad because it's very good.
It is very good.
But I don't know. I think the other 5 people who were nominated are great. And
I agree.
yeah. Sad though, but It's okay. Guillermo will probably be nominated again in the next 2 to 5 years. So, you know how it is. But okay, I want to talk a little bit about the other acting categories, which I think we can touch very briefly on Best Actress or Actress in a Leading Role or whatever.
Jessie Buckley.
Jessie Buckley. Do we need to even talk about anything else? Like, who's the spoiler here that you think?
I would say maybe Sentimental Value, but I haven't seen it yet. So, TBD. But Jessie Buckley gave one of the most emotional performances I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So if she doesn't win, I will be very upset.
I think it's Jessie Buckley's to lose. I know we say that about some other categories, but I genuinely think like there's so much steam behind her. There's so much, critical acclaim. I doubt she loses it. So, gonna go ahead and log that one in. I think she should win too. So,
let's go back to Dwayne Johnson not getting a nomination.
I didn't even think about this until today.
Nor did Emily Blunt, but I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I am kind of upset that Dwayne didn't get even nominated.
I'm not really upset. And here's why. I have organized my thoughts now. Sorry for the silence.
No, you're good.
I think I want more Dwayne Johnson in
more dramatic Dwayne.
More dramatic Dwayne.
Okay,
that's what we're calling him. I do think it is maybe to a lesser extent like when Adam Sandler got snubbed for Uncut Gems, and he was genuinely one of the best actors that year.
Yeah, it's true.
And it kind of feels like that was his moment to get some sort of acclaim there, and he missed it. And I want more dramatic Adam Sandler, and I think he could totally do it again. But that kind of felt like the ultimate Adam Sandler performance, and this kind of feels like the ultimate Dwayne Johnson performance. Like, this is probably the best performance he'll give on screen if I had to put my money on it.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I don't know. Like, that he might have missed his shot, which is sad.
I think that's crazy that he doesn't even... Like, Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon.
I haven't seen Blue Moon.
I haven't either.
I don't want to comment on it.
Well, I do. I will unwisely comment. I think Dwayne should replace Ethan Hawke.
Okay, if you in the comment section are really up in arms and think Ethan Hawke should have beat out Dwayne Johnson, just at Drew.
No,
don't at me.
true.
I'm not going to go ahead and say that.
That's fair.
Once I watch Blue Moon, I might have an opinion on it. But yeah, I mean, the Smash Machine didn't really... Did it? I haven't checked the smaller categories.
Best Makeup, or got nominated for Best Makeup,
which is probably fair.
But, I agree. But I don't think it's going to win either.
Yeah, it didn't really make a big splash of the Oscars at all, which is okay. But
it is okay.
All right, let's talk about. Here's a category that I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on: Best Supporting Actor.
Okay.
I think that Sean Penn.
Come on.
Listen.
Okay.
He was talked about very early on. I still think he will have a lot of traction. And here's how I'm thinking about Best Supporting Actor right now. I'm going to compare him to Benicio del Toro. A movie that is genuinely elevated by that performance, like genuinely elevated, and cannot be replaced. I would say, like, as much as I love Delroy Lindo, as much as I love Benicio del Toro, and I think they killed it in their movies. I'm really not hating on them. But I don't think that they elevated the movie so much that they made the movie significantly better for being in it.
Yep.
Like, if Delroy Lindo had been another actor, even though I love Delroy Lindo, the Sinners would have been the exact same, really. And same with Benicio del Toro. While he was hilarious, and I think he probably did the best version of that character, I don't think that if he had been replaced, the movie would be completely different, I think Sean Penn... bringing that physicality. I mean, he made the character of Lockjaw the character. I think he elevates the movie best out of these 5, and I say that with a huge asterisk.
Jacob Elordi.
He's not going to win, dude. He is not going to win Best Supporting Actor. If he does, incredible. I would love... if that's the only win Frankenstein gets, I would be like, you know what? Great. Like... I think it would be hilarious if he won before Timothy won an Oscar. I think that would be so funny.
That would be wild.
That would be so funny.
That would be hilarious.
I haven't seen Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value yet. So, that's my asterisk. But I think Sean Penn is my current front runner if I had to put money on it.
I do think you raise a valid point in the sense of, as a person who didn't like One Battle, I think Sean Penn did... create a character that only he could create.
Yes.
And it changed the movie.
Yes.
I would argue the same about Jacob Elordi.
Andrew Garfield was originally supposed to play Frankenstein's monster.
I'm aware.
What do you think that? Which I'm not saying that Jacob Elordi is bad. He was incredible. Do you think that if Andrew Garfield had been the monster, that this movie would be even better? Potentially. I don't know the answer to that. That's like so much.
I mean, maybe
hypotheticals there, but
well, I think Sean Penn's performance was iconic, just in the sense of he was so
watchable.
Different.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily. I think that's a neutral factor.
Really?
Maybe.
Do you think the difference is in the writing or in his performance?
I think it is in his performance, but if you're an actor and you're going for a subtler role that's not as kind of loud in like his mannerisms, is that worse?
No, I wouldn't say that's necessarily worse. I do think people are going to be probably drawn more to Sean Penn here.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, listen, here's the whole thing about Sinners too. Delroy Lindo could win because Sinners is winning big.
Right.
And I love Delroy Lindo. I don't think he should win Best Supporting Actor this year. But like, it's kind of hard to tell with some of these politics right now. I will say I think Sean Penn should win, and I will retcon this if I think Stellan Skarsgård is better.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a ton of the commentary on this category yet, so I'm going to do some digging, but that's
I currently think Jacob Elordi should win without watching Sentimental Value.
Wow. You're sleeping on Lockjaw so much. That's so sad to me. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay, so I want to move to Best Supporting Actress now, which this is actually, I haven't seen everybody in this, by the way, but this is a category I'm kind of interested to see how it plays out because I kind of had no idea how it was going to play out. And before we say like, oh, it's probably Elle Fanning or whatever, I don't know. I don't know if it is. Tiana Taylor's great. Amy Madigan won a Golden Globe.
She did, and I think this is another kind of Sean Penn argument. If the value is in the iconicness of the character,
yes,
I think Amy Madigan should win.
I'm going to straight up say I think Amy Madigan should win because of how she elevates weapons. And before we say like, oh, this isn't a very Oscars win here. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis won for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
True,
like,
yeah.
The Oscars is kind of it's a new age of it. You kind of can be in whatever movie as long as you perform well, which I think is great. So,
I think she did. I mean, I think she was very effective. I think she was very scary and like executed everything she was supposed to.
Now, I doubt
we haven't
she's actually
seen Sentimental Value.
Yeah,
which is 2 of the 5.
Yes, and I doubt that Amy Madigan's actually going to win. I genuinely hope she does, just because like I would find it kind of funny if anything else. Like I'd be like, that's awesome that she won that.
Fair enough.
Great. I mean, she killed it. So
she did kill it.
This is more of like, what do y'all think, audience? Like, I have no idea how this one's going to play
This
out.
is the biggest wild card category.
I would agree with that, actually.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you had to log your expert prediction.
Well, I've only seen 3 of the performances, so I'm going to go with Amy Madigan right now.
We'll revisit this one in a few weeks.
Right.
But, okay. All right. Let's talk about a few other smaller categories, quote-unquote smaller categories. Cinematography. We've got, which here we do see some Frankenstein love.
Frankenstein did get nominated for Best Picture.
Dan Lawson.
It's not going to win.
Yeah,
but.
I know. Dan Lawson for Frankenstein. Darius Kanji. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Sorry, Darius. For Marty Supreme. Michael Bauman for One Battle. Autumn Gerald Arkapow. That's the first time I've ever said that name out loud. Sorry about that. For Sinners,
I've actually seen so many interviews with her, though, and she's super interesting.
Yeah. And then Adolfo Veloso for Train Dreams, that's great, too. So, if you had to say, from a pure cinematography standpoint, who should win? Who's going to win?
I'm going Train Dreams.
Really?
Yeah.
I did love the cinematography.
I think it is. And look, the fact that Hamnet didn't get nominated.
That is very sad.
Is insane
very
to me.
Sad. Yes.
That is wild.
Remarkably sad.
I would say Hamnet and Train Dreams are the 2 most beautifully shot movies of the year.
Yeah. I think One Battle was very beautifully shot.
And I totally agree. That is where I will say One Battle cinematography is incredible.
It was incredible. And I'm going to say I think One Battle should win here.
Really?
Which is hard for me because I do think Sinners is great. And I think some people are going to come at me. But I think the vibe of One Battle is still very distinct in my mind. And there is an impression left on a person by cinematography.
I would say Frankenstein is a sleeper pick here.
I completely agree that Frankenstein's cinematography is incredible. It did get Netflixified. And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but there's something about when you watch a Netflix movie or a Netflix TV show that it just looks a little Netflixified. Which Train Dreams didn't as much, but...
Train Dreams was very artsy,
yes,
and I loved
very
it.
artsy. But Frankenstein, there were some shots I'm like, that looks like an episode of Stranger Things right now,
Ugh.
which is sad to me because I really love Frankenstein. And I don't think... I'm not knocking Frankenstein for cinematography. I think there's a lot of incredible cinematography in Frankenstein. But maybe that's my take. That might be bad. Crap on me in the comments.
I do think it's kind of a bad take from you.
Okay. Well, regardless, I do think. You haven't even been high on Marty Supreme here, which is crazy to me.
I think Marty Supreme's cinematography is fine, but I wouldn't say it's. I mean, I think it's good.
I thought you'd be higher on this one.
Like, I think it's super solid, but
Okay.
I think all the other 4 options are better.
Yeah. If I had to log my expert prediction, quote unquote, I think Sinners is going to win here. But I think One Battle should win, which is not how I thought I would talk about this category.
I think Train Dreams should win. I really do.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's super fair. That's super fair. I am just thinking about the impression that the cinematography left on me, and I remember watching One Battle and being like, every shot here, I just love how it looks, genuinely.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Anything else you want to say there?
No, I don't think so.
Agree, disagree on that. We'll see.
Adolfo Veloso, you're my guy. Take it home.
We'll see. There's a few other categories. I mean, original and adapted screenplays. I'm just going to take a peek here. Sinners might win original screenplay. Hamnet might win adapted, and I wouldn't be shocked about either of those. Who knows for those? There's a few other categories. Let's go original score.
Score.
This is going to be a short conversation, but we've got Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle, and Sinners.
Not even a question.
And I think Ludwig is going to win.
Ludwig is the greatest composer currently working, maybe ever.
Hans Zimmer, John Williams.
Bro.
But I do think that he's top 3.
Currently, Ludwig, I think, I could be wrong, is tied with John Williams for Oscar wins, and he's 10 years younger.
10 years younger than John Williams?
Well,
Hans Zimmer.
at like the time. When John Williams, I think John Williams had 3 or 4.
Okay,
when he
I'm
hit
tracking
that,
now.
he was 40.
I'll say like John Williams in his 90s.
Ludwig, he was like 40 or 50 when John Williams hit the certain amount that Ludwig has now, and Ludwig is 10 years
Ludwig will
behind.
probably be looked back on as the GOAT, and there's a reason he's working with Chris Nolan and like.
Yeah, I think he's gonna sweep next year too.
I mean, I would not be shocked. the 6-minute trailer we saw of the Odyssey was the best score I heard this year, besides his other score in Sinners. So, what do you want from me, guys?
He's just so good,
and he cranks them out too. Like he just cranks out soundtracks. It's insane to me. So, I think he's a shoo-in. Maybe people are getting Ludwig fatigue in the voter circles, and someone else will win.
No,
but
if he doesn't win, I think I might be the angriest.
I think that might be a snub, genuinely, if he doesn't win. So
Sinner's score was incredible.
Yeah, it was incredible.
One day we'll have Ludwig on the podcast, and we'll just sing his praises for 30 minutes.
A few other categories. Let's go animated feature film.
Okay,
I have not seen 3 of these, which is rough for me to say. 2 of them I hadn't heard of until the nominations came out. So, and before you hate on me, have you seen Arco or A Little Omelette of the character of Rain?
I have seen Zootopia 2.
I have seen K-pop Demon Hunters and Zootopia 2. I'm gonna just go ahead and say K-pop Demon Hunters is gonna win.
Yep, I would not be angry.
This feels a little bit like when RRR won for what was it, original song or something. Like they won that one category that one year. It kind of feels like K-pop's going to win 1 or 2 categories, maybe for best original song, and then that's.
Although I don't think I'd be angry if some little indie animated movie beat Sony.
I mean, we saw that with like Flow a few years back, one big, and
which the fact that Wild Robot didn't win that year,
that was kind of sad.
It's kind of crazy,
was great, but I haven't seen Flow, so I don't want to comment too much on that. But you might see something like that. I don't know. I think K-pop Demon Hunters is such a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of, you see this every now and then.
I feel like it's the animated PG culture moment of like Sinners.
Yeah, probably.
Like it's the same vibe.
Yeah, I would agree. We'll see in future years. I think something like Spider-Verse is gonna win again, but this year I would say it's K-pop.
That's fine.
Didn't know I'd say that. Any other categories you want to touch on? I feel like I'm kind of good right now. We'll discuss more later, but What do you think?
Oh, James Cameron got nominated. Well, not James Cameron, but Avatar got nominated.
Oh, Avatar
for
will
VFX.
win Best VFX.
Yeah.
I would go ahead and log that one in.
People
And
were angry that didn't get nominated for Best Picture, and I'm like,
not. It was not the best picture this
brother,
year.
please stop.
Didn't even make my top 10. How would it make the Oscars top 10? You know what I'm saying?
Because they go through us.
There's some
what we're saying.
we're the pipeline. Yeah, I feel like there's not a ton else I want to talk about here. I do think this is a very interesting Oscar season. I don't really know a lot. Like when Oppenheimer, it was the Barbenheimer year, it kind of felt like Oppenheimer was going to sweep. Right. You kind of get that feeling. Some years are more like this. Like, I don't know who's going to win.
I like that more.
I'm going to compare this one to, I guess it technically would have been the 2020 Oscars, but the 2019 Oscars year where it was a ton of great movies. I mean, you had just heaters that year. And that was, the big talk was, that was when Parasite won big. And it didn't really have a ton of precursor for winning big. 1917 was going to be the big winner, and then it didn't really win that big, and Parasite won. You could see something like that happening in a year like this where a quote-unquote random movie wins big.
I mean, I think Hamnet, Train Dream, Sentimental Value are all kind of sleeper picks.
Yeah, 100%.
They could easily win.
Yes, and I do think Sinners is going to be the most talked about movie this season, and if I had to say anything, it's probably going to win big. And I think it's deserving, too.
I agree.
So, yeah. Really quick, let's just talk about the Oscars in general.
Let's do it.
I've been watching the Oscars for years and years now, right? I do think that the Oscars culture is not great, in my opinion, but I want to hear your thoughts on where do you think the Oscars holds value in Hollywood? Because obviously, of course, we would love to win an Oscar one day.
Right. I mean, we've talked about this off camera, but like, I mean, I tend to make fun of the Oscars just because I think it's. I do think it has value in the film industry, but I think it's kind of just pretentious and like, I mean, the Academy decides, and
yeah,
like I'm like, who cares what the Academy thinks, you know?
Right. But also we do.
But also, if we won an Oscar for anything, it would
be the
make
most hype
our
ever.
lives.
Yeah, it would be.
So,
it would go on my LinkedIn. You know,
okay, bro, it would go on everything.
Yeah, I do think there's some value in the Oscars is a signifier of what is good and talked about in the year. Genuinely, like 10 of the best movies of the year are nominated or have been nominated for Best Picture, and
I think most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yes.
It's a pretty good indicator of who is good in the industry, like who is doing good work, what films are good, and it's kind of this whole like, is there objective beauty and objective good art? I don't know.
Yeah.
But then you see the populace go towards certain films and like, well, a lot of people are saying this is good, so something's good about this.
Right.
So I do think there's an indicator of this is a good movie. You should go watch it.
I mean, I will say, if a movie wins Best Picture, it is probably good.
Yes, but it is not always the best picture.
Yes.
And that's what's tough. There are some years that it is the best picture.
Yeah, I
but
agree.
Not every year. And so that's where I think the Oscars gets a little fuzzy. I would say that most years, the best picture of the year is in the best picture category. But then as soon as nominations comes out,
I agree.
It's kind of, who knows, you know?
I think there is value, but I think it should be taken with a grain of salt.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think if you like something, then just own that.
Yeah.
If you think F1
even
should win, have that opinion.
Have it and keep it. No, I do think that there is value in the Oscars. And I am a little bit more of a fan than I thought I would be of the trend that is the moment movie wins.
Really?
And I'm going to point back to 2010 when The King's Speech won over Social Network.
Which is wild.
Social Network, I mean, it was a huge snub. Social Network was the best movie.
It's one of the best movies of the 2010s.
Yeah. If that movie, or if that race was to happen right now in 2026, Social Network would win in a landslide. And Andrew Garfield would win, and Jesse Eisenberg would win. And then it would kind of get to the point where you're like, I don't know if everybody should be winning here. It's kind of a pendulum swing in the other direction. But I do think sometimes you kind of get to the overall best picture through this way. What do you think about all that, though?
Of culture telling the Academy what is good, and therefore...
Yeah.
Like, culture says Sinners is fantastic. It is. So therefore, the Academy's like, oh well,
We probably need to
we need to ride this wave
Yes.
of momentum.
Yes.
I don't know. I think if you're the Academy, I think your job is to pick, as objectively as humanly possible, the best picture and not care what culture says.
Sure.
Now, as the Academy company and as a business, you need ratings.
Yeah, I would say,
you need, like it has to be entertaining. So
Yeah,
like,
you're trying to blow up in sweet or funny clips on Instagram.
which is why the Academy, in my mind, has very little actual value, is because
Yes.
it's so monetized, and there's the Hollywood politics, and I mean, literally, an Oscar campaign is similar to a political campaign where like people just give people money, and whoever's the happiest with the director or the producer or whatever,
Yeah.
sometimes they just win, which is like,
And there are some things that I think it does right. I think ranked choice voting, for example, is very good. It really does get at who everybody thinks should win. Right?
I agree.
And there's a huge asterisk by that of like there's so much politicking behind the scenes that it makes it feel a little bit like I think Hollywood is telling you that anybody can win Best Picture.
Nah, I don't think that's true.
And it's not true at all.
And I mean, there was also, and this
Yeah.
could be a rumor or whatever, but like last year, allegedly, people in the Academy didn't even finish Dune, which is like ridiculous.
Yeah,
So it's
I
like,
don't think Anora should have won last year, but whatever.
I don't think Anora should have won, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
I think that it holds some value. I think this is what we're getting at. It holds value. I would like to see it become more prestigious, less snobby, more prestigious. I don't know what that means. But like,
Yeah.
I think maybe 40 years ago, it was a really big deal if you won Best Picture because there's not the internet to like bow down to. Maybe there's Harvey Weinstein, but whatever. But I do think the award has lost a little bit of its value, but I don't think it's at the point where the Grammys is at, where it's like, oh yeah, everybody wins a Grammy kind of deal.
Yeah, I agree. And in my mind, and I could be totally wrong because I don't really know what the Golden Globes are, but in my mind, the Golden Globes should capture culture.
Yes, and
like,
the Oscars
the
should.
Oscars
yes.
should capture prestige and what is truly. And we every time I say objective on this whole podcast, it's in huge air quotes.
Yes.
The Oscars should try to capture objectively what is the best movie
Yes.
of the year, and the Golden Globes should be like, give it to Sinners, give it to Marty, who have had these massive cultural moments.
Yes.
But cultural moments does not equal prestigious, great film.
Well, and I think the Golden Globes is kind of there.
Yeah, and
I
I
would
agree.
say, like, you watch the Golden Globes, and that's kind of the vibe you get.
Yep.
So, I would like to see the Oscars and Golden Globes separate a little bit more. But, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of where I land on that. I don't know what the future of the Oscars holds, but we're gonna watch it this year.
We're gonna watch it.
Yeah. Real quick, if you are wanting to do some Oscars catch up with us, I have a list of where you can watch these movies
Okay,
right now,
let's
which
do it.
is subject to change. Right now, and this is all the streaming services. You can watch Begonia on Peacock with subscription. F1 on
I
Apple
didn't know
TV with subscription. Sinners and One Battle after another on HBO Max, and then Sinners also on Prime with subscription. Train Dreams and Frankenstein on Netflix with subscription. Sentimental Value is available to rent online, and then Secret Agent, Marty Supreme, and Hamnet are all in theaters, but Hamnet and Secret Agent are probably in your smaller, artsier theaters right now.
And I think Regal, maybe AMC. I don't know because we're Regal boys.
Yeah,
but Regal
live in
is re-releasing. I think all the best pictures between now and March 15th.
Yeah, and I'm sure some of these will come out on streaming in the next month or so. I have not done enough research to see where they're releasing right now, but if you want to catch up on some of those movies, I guarantee you most people have not seen Secret Agent, for example.
Yeah.
I'm sure they should. So we're going to go watch that. Y'all can watch that there. But yeah, we will have a bunch of great stuff coming out. Also, we've got some reviews of some TV shows coming out. So hit that subscribe button, stick with us on some of our rewatches, and then somewhere up here is our Best Picture reviews that we've already done. So
Yep.
catch up on that. Is there anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, guys, take a break.
Enjoy film.